I had a subscriber just moments ago ask me where my whoopsies videos are. So if you want to know what a whoopsies video is, it's when everything didn't go right as according to plan. So essentially you can see what happened here. This handle, you can see the original handle. Okay, so if you haven't seen the previous episodes, the customer didn't like this type of handle. This is African paddock. They wanted the material the box was actually made out of. Okay, so we came over here and we got some of that stock. This is a 2x6. And so what we did is we went and we ripped out a slice from there, and then we traced it out onto the handle. And mind you, this was a long piece, and I was able to make my router cuts very safely on that long piece. Okay, however, at the moment you can see this is not a long piece, and my fingers really shouldn't be coming anywhere near the router bit. You just want to stay safe, keep your fingers looking like fingers, etc. So what we've essentially done is we've created the semi-final image of what we're going to do. Okay, so we know we want our router bit to come to the top area here. Okay, it can go a little bit more if you'd like, but that's really the goal. Okay, so however, let's come over to the router. Look how close my fingers can be to the router bit. You never want that to be the case. Okay, you want your hands to be far from that. So what you do, it's very simple. You come over and you get yourself a choice clamp. Okay, you can see I have lots of clamps over here. I'm going to get one that I know is a little stronger. Each generation of these clamps improve. This is the older style, and now they're stronger and better, and they jump higher, and here we go. So we're going to clamp this piece like this, push it against the table. Okay, let this be as natural as it can be. Okay, now we look at our fingers. They're away from the router bit. Okay, I'm going to put this a little bit out away from the board, like this. Okay, do a practice run. You always want to do practice runs. Okay. All right, so we can see that not really, but I know that that's in the middle. So now I can come down. My fingers are far away from that. Okay, so let's, without further ado, do it. Now obviously we have to raise the blade a little bit, sorry, the router bit, because that's probably not going to be deep enough. Okay, so we're going to come over and do like a dry fit, so to speak. All right, so that's not going to be deep enough. I didn't mean to say big enough, deep enough. So we turn everything off, we come down here. If you have never seen this before, this is a router that's seated into the router table, and we need to raise up the bit. So you're going to unlock the router and come back up here, and you're going to raise it up a little bit, lock it back in. Okay. let's go ahead and have a look. Let's see what we got now. Almost there. And let me take you to this box. That's what happened to this one. This guy here, I was in my semifinal stages, sanding it, etc. Look for that video we put up just moments ago. But it had to come down farther. So all we really did, and that's what prompted this episode, the episode of safety. Well, I'm not going to take that little handle now, put it here and get my fingers near the router bit. Note that when you're using a router, that there's a general direction that you want to go in. If you go the wrong way, it's going to feed fast. Okay, it's going to go with the rotation. It's coming clockwise. If I went this way, it can tend to go away from you. You want to go against the rotation like this, okay, in that direction. So you learn these types of things, and you have your whoopsies. Thank God this whoopsie episode is all about nobody got hurt, just the piece of wood. So I went ahead and I routed that guy out a little bit more. Okay, so he's all ready to get glued up. This guy was already glued up. I'll do some more sanding there. Okay. Alright, taking off that ear protection. Trust me, you want to use that when you're using a router. Alright, so let's see what we got now. We got to go a little bit more. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. Let's go a little bit more so you can see this thing through. A note about router, but you just want to be very careful with using a router and a router table. Take your time, okay? Be very, very patient with the project. You won't regret it. Okay, so we got to raise it up again a little bit, okay? You loosen the clasp. Okay. Now we'll be able to get a little bit deeper in there. Your protection key. You know, they say habits are, it takes a while to get rid of a habit. You may notice that I reach in like this instinctively to turn that off. It's because the habit of, this new habit of basically using this Craig on-off power switch. Okay, very easily and safely can turn whatever tool on and off. This will receive two units to plug into. They also have foot switches. I have one of those. So if you really don't want to have to be bothered and you want to keep your hands in place, turn it off, look at it, turn it back on. This is very, very important. Your safety is very, very key. So let's keep woodworking safe. Hey, look at that, my friends. Now that's seated right down. So now I can go again. Again, this is a whoopsies episode. Whoops! We went a little bit too far on that bandsaw, right? So what I did is you can see I traced it out what I actually kind of want from the original handle, okay? And we want to go well above that. So we'll basically cut on the outside of this line here, okay? It's better to always go bigger and then work your way down. Because while there are some tricks to actually make wood grow, that's a really cool tip. Basically, you put a little drop of water inside of a divot and it raises the grain. And it's like a miracle. Okay. All right, here we go. All right, some of your thoughts may be, man, your fingers got a little bit close to that blade. And I have my blade guard off here as well. Okay, there's a blade guard that goes on there. Work according to your comforts, okay? When you feel comfortable and you feel safe, that's really where you need to stay. Oh, great, we don't have another whoopsies. So now we have the handle. It's going to go on there. And watch the previous episode on how we went to the finish line there. But so there you go, customer. I did a whoopsies for you. So I have actually a whoopsies making my whoopsies video. You can't make this up. And what I could do is post that. What I want to caution you is when you see these whoopsies, just know that we're working very safely here, and we work with the level of confidence that we have. It may look dangerous, you know, like, oh my God, he almost lost his fingers. You know, you work slowly and comfortably, and you learn not to panic in the middle. I dare to say it's the training you get in the Army, in the Marines. You know, you have to learn not to panic. I lived in the Middle East for 6 years. That's where I learned how, got my feet wet in carpentry. Excuse my crude way of interfacing with you guys. But when I lived in Israel, Lamarti Ivrit, I learned Hebrew. I learned to stay safe, and I learned that even in the 70s when it was very, very dangerous, first of all, you pray to Hashem. You pray, and He protects you. And He still does protect God's people in Israel today. What an amazing country, by the way. Surpassing many other countries, in the middle of a melting pot of people that just don't like the Israelis. But I tell you what, they're God's people. They're great people. They're our customers with the company I work for, and they're innovators. They really are. So, yeah, I divert a little bit. But thanks for stopping into the shop, guys. The Whoopsies episode. I'll review the Whoopsies, the first one, and see if we can actually go live with that one. But for now, know that this one here is on the records. All right, customer. Thanks for making that recommendation. God bless and take care. Remember, if you like what you see, subscribe to SC Custom Designs. What we're going to do, you thought I was going to let you go, huh? we're considering, we had a Canadian subscriber subscribe, and after a few chats back and forth, we decided that maybe we can do presentations of in learning in the wood shop. You know, the basics, how to set up a wood shop, how to what tools you need, etc. And we can actually do training sessions because of the tools that are available to us now. So there you go. Look for those two. Thanks again for watching.